Hey, what's up, body bags? Today's the first day of our theme week, which is quote unquote nostalgia porn. I'm probably just gonna label it nostalgia just because people may get confused with the porn and the title thinking it's like adult films or something. But essentially, what it is, it's just movies or something from our childhood or whatever that we watch that whenever it's on or whenever you hear about it, it kind of just, you get real nostalgic pretty much. And this was pretty much a no-brainer for me when I thought of nostalgia, just because I bought these pretty much strictly for nostalgia. Like when I heard these were getting released, I was ecstatic just because this was my childhood and a TV show pretty much. So it's not a movie, but it's a TV show, and that is the Are You Afraid of the Dark series. These are the Amazon, I think Amazon exclusives, because they are like make on demand when you order them from Amazon, which they do with a lot of shows, but I don't think you can get them anywhere else. I know they were released as seasons pretty much. I think they were released as seasons like in Canada and stuff like way back in the day. Um, but I think they go for a lot of money. And Amazon still hasn't released season 6 and 7, but they did release the first 5 seasons, which are the most sought after. It's the original series because they did go off air for quite a few years, and then Nickelodeon kind of re-put it into the limelight with season 6 and 7. But it was with a different cast, and it wasn't as well reviewed at all. But I'll just get to like a general kind of gist of what it's about. Is basically it's an anthology show like Goosebumps or Tales from the Crypt, but it's a little creepier, I guess, than Goosebumps was. I mean, it's not scary; it's a kids show, but if you're into horror anthology shows, it's still definitely worth checking out because there are some solid stories in it. But it helps if you are nostalgic for it, because in the early '90s, or when did this come out? '89. This says 92. Okay, so yeah, I was still pretty young. So yeah, this came out in 92. And I remember watching this all the time. I remember I loved this show. I would stay up to watch it. I remember just loving this show. Um, but essentially, these kids, they all meet up. This is to be like the kind of the Crypt Keeper segment of this thing. Basically, these kids meet up in the woods. Sorry about that, my throat. I don't know. But they all meet up in the woods, and they basically, one person out of this group called the Midnight Society, they tell a story, and that's what starts off the segment, or the story. And usually there's some hits or misses, just like Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side or whatever. There's some stinker episodes too, so it is. But there are some really decent episodes in this, and you have celebrity guests in this most of the time too. Like I think, what the hell's his name? Ryan Gosling was in an episode of this, a real young Ryan Gosling. There was a real young Neve Campbell in one of these episodes, and that's just to name a few. There's more, but yeah. And this was a Canadian production, so you get a lot of Canadian actors, and the names are all French Canadian and stuff. So, but so is Goosebumps. So if you watch Goosebumps, you know exactly what to expect. Just this was taken a little more serious, and like I said, a little freakier. Now, this is just pure nostalgia for me. I can pop this on and watch any of the episodes anytime. And each season has 13 episodes, I think. This is season 1. Kind of has like a generic kind of cover, but at least we have them on DVD for a decent price. I think you can get them for like $15. Season 2. And see, they all kind of have like matching covers. Season 3. And 4 and 5 I actually haven't even opened yet because, like I said, it's just a nostalgic thing. Like when I feel like throwing them on, I'll throw them on. But that's season 4 and season 5. So yeah, these there's some really good shows. I think it's goes hand in hand with like Tales from the Crypt and stuff. On my shelf, I put it right next to Tales from the Crypt and right next to Tales from the Dark Side because it's right up there. Nickelodeon, they did a really good job on this. I know they were thinking about bringing it back. Which they really should. And I remember hearing some rumblings that they were going to make a movie, but I think that idea kind of went down the shitter or whatever, unfortunately, as most good ideas in Hollywood do. I mean, at least we're getting the scary stories to tell in the dark, which was a nostalgic book for me. At least we're getting that. At least I think we're getting that. But I know the reboots for Tales from the Crypt went down the drain, and the reboot for this went down the drain. But hopefully we'll get something for Are You Afraid of the Dark in the future, because it really is a solid film in my opinion, or a solid show in my opinion. It's just, but like I said, I'm filled with nostalgia, so I could be really biased. I would love to hear the opinion of someone who never watched the show in the 90s and just popped it in one day just to check it out. I'm curious as to see what they would think about it, but I know this has a really thriving fan base, so it is what it is. Now, as far as the discs go, they are printed on the disc, but like I said, when you buy them on Amazon, they are DVD-Rs, so they have that kind of bluish look to them. But at least, like I said, at least I have them, and they are legit copies. I mean, they're not from a third-party seller on Amazon. These are made on demand by Amazon, and they do that with, like, I think they did that with the Exorcist TV shows, and they did it with Atlanta TV shows, and they do it with a lot of shows now. They basically just print them on demand, which is kind of shitty, but hopefully someday we get seasons 6 and 7, but I highly doubt it. But yeah, that's my just general opinion on the show. I think it's a great show. It was my favorite show as a kid. If I wake up and want to watch something nostalgic, this is my go-to. So yeah, anyways guys, see you next week. Peace.